This video is going to be, a different type of video, but also it stems from the video that I uploaded called My Conclusive Chapter to Toontown Rewritten. And it basically is just me explaining, there's this old game, online MMORPG type game that Disney released called Toontown Online. And there's this slew of people that have wanted to revive the game. And I don't think they were prepared for it. I don't think that they can expand upon it to keep it alive, for one, to keep it like people playing it, and to keep it, like a positive, safe environment without no monitoring or, any way to see how things go everywhere. And I've already made, my points, and I've already made that video. If you're interested, go check it out. But there is some parts that I do want to take from that video and put it into this one, because they're really important for what I'm going to talk about in this one. And I want everybody to see all the information and understand everything that needs to be understood. You got to remember, so I'm a comedian. Not all my jokes are going to hit. Not all my jokes are going to be funny. Humor is subjective for everybody, and everybody's different. Not everybody's going to like my sense of humor, and that's completely fine. I have an obsessive stalking gamer group because I beat them at video games that stalk me every day on my page and are subscribed to me for it. I don't care for that. I could care less for that. There are places where people are trying to cancel, boycott me for some reason, and those places aren't really even that being the case. At least for now, it seems that way. Some people are trying to kick me off YouTube and stuff like that, but that's just impossible. Like, I'm a pioneer of this thing, for one. Just keeping it real. Like, while they was growing up, while they was in school, I was on YouTube. I was on that. But no, let's forget about all that. Let's just leave that out of the freaking whole context of everything. I'm not gonna play this. I was doing way wrong. I'm not gonna support them and add people to their player count when I've been done wrong, and they didn't even really hear me out, so why would I give them that? It's kind of the same with PlayStation and YouTube, and it sucks because all three of these things I like, but I'm just getting the most disrespectful treatment for someone who's pioneered YouTube, supported Toontown, even if people from that have worked on Toontown before Toontown Online that came and worked on Rewritten, not understanding that whole thing. And then freaking PlayStation, on the other hand, I grew up with PlayStation and Nintendo. This is what is the point? What is the meaning or purpose? What would that do for everyone, looking at it as a whole? Because it really wouldn't do anything. And I see it as one of my most popular videos. When you look at my popular videos, it's on the first, as soon as you go to my channel, basically, you see it. And I don't want that. It's understandable, but I don't really want that because, there's so many other videos, streams that I made. There's so many other things that could be that pop in that spot, but it's that video. And I just wanted to make a video where, I wish I made this video at that time instead of the video I made. But, I'm making it now, so it is what it is. But just seeing it on my most popular videos just kind of doesn't sit right with me. So, this video I feel like would, be the move. And that was my mistake, trying to have fun and have good times with other people. And, I was expecting people to follow the rules of, Toontown and everything. I was not expecting anybody to hop on the game just to break the rules. But, nowadays, anybody would do that. A lot more people than back then would do that nowadays. Any game technically could be an E for anyone type game as long as excuse me, that they're old enough to play it. That's fine. we're kind of past that now because Call of Duty, GameStop, ESRB, and for some reason the law are allowing, freaking children to play Call of Duty and stuff. So that's a situation I already talked about, though, so let's move on from that. I don't know. Someone might have been having a bad day and they got upset, just like DeadSec did earlier today, which that could be a video on its own. But, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's that bad. I talked to DeadSec and I calmed him down. I'm his freaking homie, dude. That dude's still cool. I don't care, like, what freaking happens, going forward. Like, that. I know this is super random to bring up in a Toontown video, but, I mean, it's a similar type thing, and I want to talk about it. And I love my people. Everybody in the population is my people. That's just what it is. That's Legendary Grand Entertainment. That's peace, love, prosperity, positivity. That's what I'm all about. And if, you're around me and you want to spread some, like, negativity stuff, like, again, like, with dark humor is fine or whatever, or, like, some type of sense of humor, like, it's fine. But when you're taking it a step too far and you kind of taking it a little bit too more serious, that's when it's like, okay, that's kind of getting a little weird. Like, Razorwire and JJ Orange were kind of doing that earlier, trying to, like, be kind of weird to me for some reason. And so I was like, okay, I don't know what the frick going on here, but like, I'm freaking getting uncomfortable. I'm trying to play a game. Like, this dude asked me to come out there, and like, I know when he's joking and not joking. I've been around him enough to know that. And it just kind of got a little weird, and I was like, okay, this is not new. But like, are we still doing this like in 2025 though? Like, it's just so weird. I feel like I said before, if you don't like someone, you're not gonna be around them. Like, that just, there's no long game. There's no, like, no, that's just not how that works. But I don't know. I guess it just takes longer for people to become intelligent. I don't know. If it's that, like, serious or deep, but I don't think it really that is. I don't know. It's just really weird. Like, I don't play that bipolar back and forth type stuff. It was just really weird. Like, it was uncalled for, and freaking, like, DeadSec got upset, and I freaking, it sucked. But, shout out to the homie DeadSec plays. I know that's, like, from freaking Watch Dogs or whatever, but that dude's, like, nickname or gamer tags off that. I don't hate JJ Orange. I don't hate Razorwire, but, like, the frick, like, why, what? Like, okay. But yeah, I'm not my 2020 self, which was not the best times. So, I just gotta set the record straight, make sure everybody's good, or we don't be around each other. Separation, like I said, But a lot of people will never learn, so I guess we'll just have to wait for them to do that. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna take it down, actually, unless it goes against guidelines. But if it does, I mean, I could see probably one thing, and if so, I mean, I could take care of it. So YouTube, just let me know. It seems like an alright video. I've seen a lot worse that have gone through multiple broken rules and broken multiple rules and still have gotten away with that. And I'm not saying like, oh, so they could do it, I could do it type thing. It's just more of like, at least treat the people on your platform fair, for one, but also for two, you guys got to get more on that. I'm definitely setting a good point of view. We'll bring up a lot of points, all in that same time. It's New Year's. Like, why am I the only one having a good time? It's freaking New Year's and it's a holiday. So it's like even more reason for people to be happy and, joyful or to enjoy that time. But, I guess people didn't want to do that in 2023. Which, I mean, it was a good year. But the downs in that year were kind of excessive for like no reason at all. 2024 was it was like the come up. Like, the first part of the year was like the last part of that house, which I will always miss that Pacific house. There's some great times. Me and JJ Orange had so much fun in that freaking house too, man. And then beat Luigi's Mansion and just so much other stuff. And then not just that, Gmod even freaking. And then after that was, like, the next chapter, like, the new chapter, and freaking, at that time, moved to my grandma's after that, leaving that house, and then I was like, you know what? I don't think this really working out as much as I thought it would. So I got help from both of my grandmas, and, both parts of the family, and I got help. I came back here to try to see if I can set up what I couldn't there. I didn't want to sit around. I got tired of sitting around. I didn't feel good. I wasn't happy because I wasn't getting none done. You know, like I was getting a little bit done, but I wasn't in the spot that I could be. So I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna take this chance. I want to turn this into a video, actually, a separate video. And I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna take this chance. This is my only shot right here, and this is my only option, really. Okay, maybe there's one more option, but I'm gonna go with this because I'm familiar with the town, and I think this could lead me in the right direction. So I gave it a shot. I moved here, worked a job, and freaking a lot of things have happened for sure. You know, luckily, some people have definitely gotten a little bit better, but there's a couple people that are mostly the same for some reason, or actually a few, which I don't really understand why. Like, why am I the only one growing in life, you know? But I guess it's only just specific people that, you know, life is like that for. And then, like, the last part of 2024, all of a sudden, start talking to freaking Princess Undead Dawn again. And then, not just that, out of complete nowhere, basically. I haven't talked to the dude in, like, 2 years since that time. Really. Razor Wire, me and him freaking basically, he returns. And we start hanging out again. And then that was a whole thing. And then, you know, now we're basically chilling again. And, you know, pretty much work together for the freaking pad. You know what I'm saying? So, actually, to correct myself here, it was me and Princess Undead / Dawn who worked on getting the house and worked on getting the pad. Really, I was trying to push forward with it mostly. And I mean, now though is a little bit different because then Razorwire moved in and then Prestigious JT moved in. So now we have like 4 residents here. In a way, I guess you could technically call this the squad house. When it was originally like a trio house or, you know, just some less than that even. Now it went from where it was started to a trio house. To like the I guess core members of the squad is what we called it, or at least I called it that, and then, you know, it's just what I thought it was back in the day and even now, but it's obviously very much not what I thought it was. If we're all like on the same like terms and same like, you know, vibe and everything, then it'd probably be able to be squad, but I'm just using that name for the thing. So it went from that to trio to squad house, basically, is what it turned into. We're all kind of like working together in a way, and it's just what it is right now. At least Razorwire said that JT can move in, and freaking, you know, we slightly found like a way to do that, but I don't know. I feel like there's a lot that needs to be done before, not only when he's able to move in, but also like when he actually moves in. You know, there's a lot that for sure needs to be done because he's definitely not like fully moved in right now, but that's just what it is. You know, it all came together kind of nicely. It wasn't tied up in a bow just yet though, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that could have been way better. That I feel like some people aren't moving on from things, and I feel like some people are still kind of emotional about some stuff for some reason. And what I mean in terms of that is like not rocking with me for some reason. I don't know. Still, even after like I met him in like 2018, like 7 years or something of chilling, and we're still not like we're not at least like, you know, alright enough to be around each other. Like, I don't know. I'll never understand it, bro. I'll never understand it. And like, again, like I said, like I don't do that bipolar, like back and forth. We're either one thing or we're not. We're the homies. We're either that or we are not even really friends. It's like either homies or acquaintances. And, you know, for a while we're like been acquaintances, but like, I don't know. But I don't know, bro. Confusing. And we're also including Dawn, obviously. And then I think Prestigious JT is kind of getting a little over his head about some stuff and kind of has his head up his rear end because he's starting to, like, talk kind of weird to me, and I don't know where that's coming from. I mean, like, obviously he's not, like, the smartest dude on earth, but, like, and also, you know, he does that. He just does stuff that's questionable, but I think he's getting a little bit too much into it, and there's obviously a reason he's doing that, because he doesn't do that as often. So there's definitely a reason why, you know, JT is starting to, I don't know, act a little weird than normal. It's almost like they forgot, like, firstly, going to other people for that type of stuff. Trying to, like, basically take advantage, like, of the whole thing. But then again, you know, it's kind of the other person's fault, too, for doing that. But it's like, I got this pad. I'm the man of the house, for one. For two, the last house, my grandma financially supported that house. So it's like, wait a minute. But then, quote, I got this house on my own. About that. But, yeah, I guess we're still playing the childish games of talking behind backs and stuff. And especially, like, telling JT this stuff is kind of... That's like speaking of being desperate. Like, shoot. I've never been, and this is another thing too. I've never been obsessed with a male to the point where I would look at their history, where I would, like, be on their case so much. Like, that is sus to me. Like, that's suspect. Like, there's a certain limit and point, I feel like, for me, when it starts getting to, like, fruity. But when you take it to, like, really, like, stalking them to the point where you're still around them, knowing that this relationship thing ain't gonna work out, but you're stalking this person because of why? That's when it gets weird. And that's why I don't like Arizona, because, like, in Cali, I never had that happen in California. But when I go to Arizona, why is it like that in Arizona? Like, what? It's just weird. And the sad part is, I can think of multiple people who do that in Arizona, but I can't think of a single person in Cali that does that. Only in Arizona. Just saying. Just to throw the perspective out there for y'all. It's like, as like freaking long as I've known some people, they're just like, all they do is bum off other people. That's all I know about them for. Like, when I look at their whole life since I knew them, it's just bumming off this person. And then when that stopped working, bumming off this person. It's like, when are you going to get on your own grind, though? When are you not going to ask for help? Like, and then when I do something myself, they're like, oh, nah, I can't rock with that. I don't like you, even though I don't know you, Zach. Like, why are you mad because I'm actually doing myself? I did not ask for no help. And the very second that, like, I do that, instantly on my case, bro. Instantly on my case. It's so weird. And that's the difference between me and those people, you know. That's the big difference. I mean, like, I might be the oldest and all that, but even then, like, that doesn't change the fact that, like, you know, I did a lot of this myself. And a lot of people will be, like, asking for help and then, like, acting like I've been doing that. And this is kind of weird. Like, I don't know. But, I don't know. I've always been into females, so, you know, I don't know how it is to be on the other, I don't know why they're on the other side of the fence looking over here at me, you know, that doesn't really work out like that, you know. So, but yeah, I don't know. Fast forward to January of this year, and I start off the year with a brand new house. It's been cool. I think it was a good choice, you know, a lot, as long as, like, you can at least be around people and get along with them for, like, the family and all that, then it should be chill. At least, like, the very least, you know. And it's not like people like overreact like crazy. They're like, "Oh, I can't handle this guy." Like, there's no way. Like, I've heard a lot of people say you're a chill dude and all this other stuff, and you're pretty cool and all this. And then there's like a very small amount of people that like overreact like crazy, over dramatizing like being around me, and they're thinking like I'm too much for them. And it's like, bruh, if you got off the, I don't know if I could say that word on YouTube. So if you got off the smokage and the drinkage, possibly, there is a chance that you'll start to see me for how I am, instead of see me as this bad guy and see me as all these things that I don't do, and then say all this stuff that I don't do, and then, you know, make up stories of all the stuff that I've never done. So I don't know. And people are gullible too, but you know, it is what it is. But I need to rewatch this clip to figure out what the frick I was talking about, because I started talking about years, and like, yeah, I think I just made 2 videos, and now I have to rewatch the freaking Toontown one so I can finish that one and then do that year one. Well, I guess there's not really anything else to say. So in conclusion, I mean, I think I've said everything that I wanted to say about this thing, and I'm insanely thirsty right now. I'm dehydrated. It's freaking crazy, bro. Dang, I wish the store was open at 3 a.m. I'm so thirsty, bro. Of course, the freaking local gas station closes at 10 o'clock. It's 5 hours past that, almost 6. I want to sleep, but I might have to. I don't know if I want to, actually. I'm gonna get some tap water for. Anyway, so yeah, that's gonna do it. I hope you can understand people.
Starting to play games less than usual. I'm starting to. What is that noise? Oh, no, okay. Anyway, so yeah, I'm starting to freaking do a lot of things differently. Or not even really differently, just moving on to what's next. And I think that's what 2025 is going to be for me. Like, 2024 kind of did that a little bit, but it was more like a preparation. Whereas, I mean, really, the past 3 years before that were preparation for, you know, this freaking year. And the new era really started this year, rather than at the end of last year. But I guess it could be either way. But it really, like, ramped up this year, because a lot of stuff got done. I beat a lot of the games that I wanted to beat. I've done a lot of the things that I've actually wanted to do, and I never thought I'd actually do a lot of those things, and here I am. So now it really just goes down to finishing the last games that I want to play, and then I'm not so sure what's next after that. So you know, I have a video on that I'll be uploading.
You know, I think that looking back on that video, I for sure could have done one thing different. And that is get a freaking time machine, go to specifically March 22nd, 2025, and get myself a freaking drink, because, dude, I'm so thirsty. At least save like a... Dude, I wouldn't even care. Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew Zero. Freaking anything, bro. Like, I had a lot of juices. I could have given myself a freaking juice, bro. I can't believe I'm about to resort to tap water right now. I don't want to say it, but for people asking right now, and normally I do have drinks, but definitely a different route was taken in terms of how I spent the money for groceries and whatnot. And normally it's not like that, but because, you know, plans have kind of changed and kind of improvised because there's more people living here than I thought. Now there's freaking 4. So a lot of things are going way differently than I had originally planned, so, you know, and then I'm getting blamed for stuff that, I mean, if they weren't around, they wouldn't be blaming me for the stuff that's kind of their problem that they're kind of making happen, but, yeah, it is what it is, though. This is what it is right now, so I'm gonna freaking enjoy some tap water. I mean, that's what freaking cavemen drank. That's what we started on. We started on freaking water, and then we just purified it. I don't even know how we made the materials we made, honestly. I don't know how we made metal and all this other stuff. I really don't understand, bro. Like, I get that we Minecrafted for it, but, like, bruh, I'm gonna clip this, by the way, and make its own video, too, but, like, I seriously don't understand. Like, how did we make leather and cotton and all this stuff? Like, where did this spawn in? For real. Like, what? Where did this come from, bro? I thought it was just earth, water, freaking earth/land and water, sun, moon, sun with moon. Like, I thought that was it. But I guess freaking God decided to spawn in all this other stuff and added the update straight up because, like, I seriously don't... Like, where did we find leather? Oh, maybe from animals, huh? That's messed up. I just realized that might be kind of messed up. We had to eliminate those animals for that. I kind of understand why people go vegan now. Alright. This is about a Toontown rewritten video. Alright. I need to go to bed soon. I was thinking about taking a shower, but honestly. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a legendary grand day.
See you guys next video. It's been your boy, the homies X710. Peace. Thanks for watching and all that stuff. And subscribe, follow all the social medias. That was probably really loud, so I apologize for that. See you guys next time. Thank you for being here.